I call Judith Cochrane.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I too welcome the motion and thank the members for bringing this to the House today. Welfare reform, on top of the ongoing recession and cuts to public services, means that enormous pressure is going to be placed upon our already strained advice sector services in Northern Ireland. I know certainly from those coming into my own constituency office that people have an increasing number of questions about the changes to the welfare system. And because the information on the changes has been drip-fed, it's difficult for the public to understand what they will mean in real terms for them. People are worried about the changes and they're afraid of the unknown. Therefore, an awareness campaign to update individuals on what is happening and when is vital in order to allay fears and to provide clarification to some of the untrue rumours that are out there. I've also seen an increased demand in my office for representation at appeal hearings and tribunals. And given the high numbers of overturned cases at appeal, we need to ensure that the correct decisions are being made at the outset so as not to waste resources on the appeals. And with our office cost expenditure being continually reduced over the next number of years, we will inevitably rely further on local advice organisations such as CAB and the East Belfast Independent Advice Centre in my own constituency. And without them, I can only begin to imagine what our caseload would increase to. As others have already said, and we've heard in DSD Committee, Advice NI have actually sent some of their advisers to applied suicide intervention skills training. And this is unfortunately a harsh reality and enables members of staff to be able to recognise those who are at risk of possible suicide. I don't think it's their role, but it has become their role in the current climate, and that's particularly in my own constituency of East Belfast. I did write to the Minister a few weeks ago to suggest him looking into commissioning additional advice workers, perhaps on a constituency basis. These advice workers could work across each MLA's constituency office on a rota basis over the 5-year implementation, providing impartial advice to constituents. And while it wouldn't solve the problem entirely, it could go some way to alleviating pressure on the advice sector. In short, it's clear that finances need to be made available in order to provide mass training for those working in the advice sector so that they are equipped to deal with the substantial changes under universal credit. It's concerning that there appears to have been a lack of communication between DWP and the advice sector in relation to the huge pressure that this bill will place on them over the next 5 to 10 years. Importantly, the advice sector not only needs adequate funding, but they need to know that the funding is long-term in order to allow them to plan and review the service that they are delivering without having to worry constantly about where their next money is going to come from. So, in closing, Mr Deputy Speaker, I join members in supporting the motion and calling for action on an advice services strategy in order to show this sector that we are serious in our support for the vital work they do, which often goes unrecognised. Thank you.